Hey guys, it's Aubrey with Muttley Plans. I hope that y'all are having a wonderful week. If you are in college or school, happy first or second or whatever number of weeks you're on. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do a currently inked review for my currently inked in August. So let me go ahead and zoom in just a smidge. All right, perfect. So, my currently inked what for August was a little bit different than past currently inks, mainly because I pretty much just picked a pen and then I had little slips of paper with all of my inks that I have, and I basically did a raffle for what ink would go in which pen. Some of the inks that got chosen, I was super excited about them going in those pens. Other inks, I was like, oh, I've already had this in this pen, so, you know, I wasn't quite as excited. But I will say, the majority of these inks surprised me, and so I will talk a little bit more as I get to them. The first one that surprised me, if I can find it, danger, danger, there it is my 1.1 stub. It's my Edison Beaumont. I had it inked with Iroshizuku Tsuji. So this is, again, my 1.1 stub, and I forgot to put that. So, 1.1 stub here. And the ink is gorgeous. As y'all probably know, because I've said it, I think, every month since I've started doing these, writing with a 1.1 stub, not my favorite experience. However, I will say this color and ink and pen pairing, I was excited about when I drew this ink for it. And it did not disappoint. It's just that I didn't use it quite as much. Like, looking, because you can kind of see, but I'll even open it up. I just did not, I expected, because I liked it so much, that I would use all of this ink. And so I inked it up fully, which I shouldn't have, silly me. Because I used it a few times, but I did not use it a whole lot, unfortunately. And I do think that's more so to do with a couple of things. One, I had a huge change. I started college courses almost 2 weeks ago, on the 18th of August. And my college notebook that I use, this color did not go with the theme that I had already chosen, which was blues and purples. So this one just kind of got left in the dust. But going on to my rating, so I rate the ink, the pen, and then the combination of both. So for the ink, I love this ink. I really like the color, though I will say, and you can kind of see it right here, the few times that I did write with this pen and ink combo, I noticed that there's like a sheen, and I don't even know if I can, hopefully you can kind of see the sheen, but yeah, there's just a little bit of sheening going on right about there, and it really shows up not so much on the Stalogy paper, but it definitely shows up on Tomoe River paper. And I personally am not a huge fan of like just in your face sheen. So, you know, anything labeled extreme sheen, I tend to just stay away from, because I don't really like the look of it. So for the ink, it actually went down a little bit for me. I still think it's a gorgeous color, so I'm going to give it an 8. The pen, I'm probably going to give a 6 because I just didn't really use it a whole lot. I wasn't drawn to it, again, partially because the colors that I picked to take notes with for the month, this wasn't it. This didn't fit into the theme that I was going for. But also because it's a 1.1 stub, so it is what it is. The combo, I was really excited about this combo in the beginning. And I still think it's a really pretty, like if this was on point, on theme, I would have probably used it quite a bit for headers. Unfortunately, it just was not on theme. So the combo, I'm still going to give it a decent score. I'm gonna say probably an 8 because I'm still excited. I might even revisit this combo again in the future when, you know, I have more of a pinkish purple theme instead of a blue purple theme. Just to see, because I don't think this got the attention or consideration that I would have liked to have given it. All right, moving on. So this one is one of the 2 pens and inks that I had inked up with this ink before. Wow, hang on. Let me just roll that back. So this was one of the 2 ink and pen pairings that had been inked up together before. This is my Natami. It's in a clear rose gold colorway. It is a fine nib. I love this pen. It's a great little writer, and it's a reasonably priced fountain pen, especially for the quality that you get for it. So I highly recommend, if you are, you know, not wanting to go out and spend $50 to $100+ on a pen, this is a great pen and you get a great writing experience. So it is inked up in Robert Australis Rose. And again, because I just completely forgot to write my nib sizes, but this is a fine nib. And again, the colorway is clear and rose gold, and it is Natami. So this combo is not bad, okay? I just have found, like, I have to be in the mood to use Australis Rose. It doesn't matter what pen it's in. It's not a bad ink. It gives me a good writing experience as far as feel, wetness, stuff like that. It's just sometimes for me, it comes out a little bit too light. And I really like saturated colors, kind of like this one up here. And I just don't always get that with Australis Rose. So for the ink, I would give it a 7. For the pen, it's definitely like, I would give it a 9. And then for the combo, I would give it an 8 because it's not a bad combo. Like, the pen writes well, the ink works well. It's more of just like a coloring and mood issue for me personally. So that is for my Natami, and again, it's in clear rose gold colorway with a fine nib and Robert Australis Rose. All right, and next up is my other pen, an ink pairing that had been paired up before. And it is my Franklin Christoph, and it's the model 02 in the colorway Sage. I love this pen. My husband got it for me. It's my baby. It is a broad nib. Oh, squeeze that in. So it's a broad nib. And I had it inked up with Robert Oster, Oklahoma City. So I used this journaling. I didn't really use it hardly at all. In my study, again, went with blue and purple before I inked up my pens. Anyway, so I didn't get a whole lot of use out of this other than for journaling purposes and everything, but the pen is still amazing. It writes well with this ink. I do actually, so I was on the fence inking this up about this Oklahoma City, because it's a nice dark green, but I was like, you know, on the fence on whether or not I actually like it, because I also really, really like Van Diemen's Hummingbird Wing, which is a similar green, just a little bit more yellow in it, and then it also has the additional sparkles, shimmer, there you go, that I really, really like. And I still feel like I prefer Van Diemen's Hummingbird Wing to Oklahoma City, but I will say it's been coming out really pretty from this pen, so I don't know. I'm probably going to give it a few more ink ups because that's what I have left before I decide, you know, on if I want to buy a bottle of it. I'm leaning towards no because I want to be selective on my bottles, but I may also just buy another sample or something. Who knows? All right, but the ink performed really well. I would give it a 9. The pen is a 10. A 10 is a 10 is a 10. And then the combo, we're going to split it in the middle and go ahead and do 9.5. So not a bad combo at all. I really enjoyed the way this ink wrote. And I even really enjoy how it goes down on the paper. I just know that I enjoy my other dark green, which is Van Diemen's Hummingbird Wing, more. Like, I enjoy writing with it more, and they're so similar in color. So, but yes, this is my Franklin Christoph in Model 02, colorway Sage, broad nib, and Robert Oster, Oklahoma City. And this next one actually took me by storm. So, guys, I mean, I only inked it up about halfway, but look how much is left. And full disclosure, it's like the 27th, I think, or 28th, something like that. I've still got like 3 days worth of studying to do with this, but I have written with this so much in the past 2 weeks. Like, that's where almost all of my usage has occurred, is in, and I'll even show y'all, because why not? Oh, bless you.
Sorry.
You're good. But this is my, let's see. Yeah, this is my study buddy, if you will, but this is my bullet journal for school, right? So if you look, all of this gray is not pencil, it's actually this. And I've enjoyed it. So this is, because I forgot to tell you what it was, but this is my TWSBI Echo Espresso Bronze and medium nib, and my Birmingham Pinco Megalodon. And honestly, this Stalogy paper does not do it justice at all, in my opinion. Because it just, it's kind of more of like a, I don't know, a very watered down brown on here. Whereas in real life, when you're writing with it, it is, wow, okay. It looks more gray, in my opinion, but maybe I'm just crazy. You know, I could just be crazy, but either way, it looks more gray to me. And so, yeah, I've just really enjoyed it because it's been a nice light color that I've been able to switch up, and I don't know, I just like it. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. So this actually surprised me how much I like it. And so I'm actually going to give this ink a 9. Before, honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, you know, I bought this bottle sight unseen, or not sight unseen, like I saw photos of the swatch in online, like, and I was like, oh, I've got to have this, and so I bought it, you know, and I got it here, and it wasn't bad by any stretch, but I didn't gravitate towards it. And I have found that this month, having this inked up, I don't know if it's just the combo or what, but I have gravitated towards this. Like, I have wanted to write with this pen, whether it be for my schoolwork or in my personal journaling, stuff like that. I was surprised how much I gravitated towards this combination. So the TWSBI is fantastic. I like how much ink it stores in it. This is definitely a workhorse pen, and then I also just love the color. So I gave that a 9. The combo is going to be a 9. I really enjoyed it. I will probably entertain inking this up again just for funsies. Maybe not this next month because I'm really enjoying like the raffle currently ink stuff, but this will happen again. So put that up, and then this is another pairing that surprised me quite a bit, and I'll talk about it. So I mentioned when I was doing this currently inked August, when I was inking it up in my Esty Botanical Garden, and it's got a fine nib. But that, like, the bottle that I got this out of said Ferris Wheel Press Gale Force Green, and I said in my video, I was like, they be lying. I don't believe it. This is not green, it's blue, stuff like that. And I've held that. I got this ink sample a year ago, and several people, I say several, I'm not that popular, but like one or two of y'all actually commented and was like, yeah, no, that's definitely not Gale Force Green. So I'm not really sure what I have. I know one person, and I can't remember who it was or even the ink, which is really bad. Thank you for commenting. But they mentioned a different Ferris Wheel Press ink that this might be, and I haven't had a chance to really investigate, but I'm curious. Maybe that was a mismarked bottle that I got this out of. Yeah, I'm very interested, because if this isn't Gale Force Green, like, I wonder what it is. So I'll have to maybe check that out, and maybe even get a sample of the actual Gale Force Green. So for the ink, anyway, so yeah, let me back up as well. This ink and pen combo surprised me. So previously when I've inked this up, this ink, I have been disappointed in it. I felt like it didn't flow well. It was very dry. It was not a fun writing experience with the ink. And I've had it in a couple of pens now. But having it in this Esterbrook Esty, I actually gravitated toward it. The way it made the pen feel on the paper, with just like a little slight, like, resistance, drag, whatever you want to talk about it. It was so, like, soothing to write, and I didn't have any issue with the ink being too dry in this pen, so I'm not really sure what happened, but I actually really enjoyed this ink that I now don't know the name of, and I was surprised. So yeah, the ink is, we're gonna give it an 8, because I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I actually, like, I emptied what I had left, I believe, of this ink. But if you look, it's like I've got none left. Like whatever's writing right now is residual in the nib or something. Like it's about to go dry on me. So I enjoyed it quite a bit. This pen, it's always a 10. Like it just performs so well regardless of what I put in it, and so I appreciate that in a pen. The combo, I'm gonna give a 9. All right, and so this is my Esterbrook Esty Botanical Garden in a fine nib, and Ferris will press something or another. All right, last but not least, the biggest disappointment of them all, let me make sure y'all are in frame. Yes, you are. Okay. Is going to be my Jinhao tin. And I know everybody's raving about these Jinhao tins specifically as like a really good dupe for the Pilot Vanishing Point Pilot Capless. I have bad evaporation or dry out issues with these Jinhao tins that I just don't have with my Majan A2 right here. So this is my Majan A2. There's been several videos on the differences and likenesses of these two. Let me know, like if you also own a Jinhao tin and a Majan A2, let me know, like, do you notice a difference in hard stops between the two? Because I've had not a whole lot of issues. I've had one stint where this one, and I think I hadn't written with it for a while, and I hadn't cleaned it. Okay, I was a bad pen mom. And I had to, clean it really, really well one time, and then it started working again just fine for my Majan A2. But this one gets cleaned monthly because I switch out the colors, and I still tend to have hard stops, albeit not as bad as this one right here. So this one's not mine, this one's my husband. But I have used it a little bit. This one's definitely more comfortable for me to use than this white one for whatever reason. But this one especially has horrible, like, hard stops, and, like, even to the point where I'm like, oh my goodness, is this gonna, like, am I gonna get stuff out of it type deal? But anyway, so I've been kind of disappointed with these Jinhao tins a little bit. I'm not by any stretch going to be throwing this pen away. I still like it. I think it's a fun little thing to switch out colors and stuff in. It's just, if I want a pen that I have to depend on, like this one that I have to write with in class every day and take notes and, in and out of my planner, it's going to be this Majan A2. So if you have any experience with these two, let me know. Which one do you prefer? Have you noticed any differences in hard stops or starts or anything like that between them? I would be very interested to know if people are having these same experiences with these two. And maybe one day we'll add like this mystery third one that's an actual Pilot Vanishing Point. I haven't quite gotten there yet. Anyway, but this was a bit of a disappointment. I had a few hard starts, and so like I had trust issues with this pen. And then on top of that, in the past, I have inked this up before with Infinity Black actually. And I liked the Infinity Black the last time I inked it up, but I liked it a lot less this go around. I think it's because I had this that has American Noodler's American Eel in it, and that's just such a dark black, and I really like those dark blacks, to where when I write with this one, it's more of like a purpley light black. And so I just didn't gravitate toward it, because if I needed a black, I pretty much stuck with this one that has the Noodler's American Eel in it. But this is a Jinhao tin, and it's white and gold, and it's got a fine nib on it. And see, look, it's being a good pin. It is writing right off the bat. Making a liar of me. Good job. Anyway, it is inked up with Private Reserve Infinity Black. So the ink itself, it's really not a bad ink. It's just not, I don't enjoy it really at all, compared to other blacks that are just darker. So for the ink, I would give it probably a 7, just because I really didn't gravitate towards this at all. And I definitely preferred my other pen that stays constantly inked with American Eel over this, hands down, every time. Additionally, for the pen, I'm going to give this pen probably a 6, because I just didn't enjoy it as much this go around. And I kind of ebb and flow whether or not I like the Jinhao tin, like as far as comfort goes. I will say again, this is not a commercial, but my Majan A2 is just more comfortable, and I think that comes from this having a more narrowed grip here, versus the Jinhao tin doesn't have that narrowed grip, and so I've got to kind of maneuver around that a bit. The combo, I would give, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6. Like, I don't even want to put the 0.5, because I just did not get a whole lot of joy from this combo. Not to end off on a sour note, sorry guys. But anyway, this is my Jinhao tin, and it is in my white and gold colorway with Private Reserve Infinity Black. And those are all of my pins that were re-inked up for this month. I definitely was surprised by these two, and then everything else was not like a crazy outstanding. I mean, Oklahoma City was pretty good, so maybe these 3. Let me be nicer. These 3 were pretty good, but the other 3 just weren't that fantastic. And I also don't know if any of y'all noticed, because I didn't when I did this, but I actually left one out. So this one accidentally took a sabbatical. My Jinhao Century 100 in colorway Guava. Yeah, I accidentally forgot to grab this when I was doing the ink lottery, and yeah, so this one actually spent the month resting. It'll be back this coming month for my September currently ink, so there'll actually be 7 on here, I think. So be looking for that. That'll be out in a few days. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Like, have you used any of these inks? Do you have any of these pens? Do you have any inks you think I should try in these pens? I would love to know. So feel free to put anything you want down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a solid, give it a like. Maybe comment below if you want to have a conversation. But other than that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!